It was a challenge academically and socially, and all the tests, batteries and batteries of tests came back with kind of saying there was working memory challenges, and it wasn't a matter of intelligence. It was really a matter of kind of the processing of it. And once that processing, if we could get our hands around the processing, everything else would seem to work. But again, we tried a lot of different activities and programs, and nothing quite was able to get you to what you need to get to.
Yeah, I just felt like I was not really in the conversation for like my friends. Like I feel like they would not like basically include me in the conversation.
And the stutter eventually came along, particularly as the anxiety kicked in.
I feel very confident. I tried out for Shrek, the musical at my school. Before I wouldn't, because I would be like too afraid.
There's been a change in the confidence over time. Beforehand, it would have been Jessica would always wait until she was absolutely certain that it would work out, and then she would go do it. Now you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait like she did. So there's a big difference.
For example, the Shrek, and also just trying out new things, is even new foods. I mean, something as simple as new foods. Now she'll actually think, it's a possibility I might like that, or different activity. So I think that's just stems from confidence, higher self-esteem, just feeling I can do it because I'm experiencing success, and success breeds success. And so we're seeing that in all aspects of our life, which is great.
I think the best part is basically going through the programs and seeing how much I went up in the training, and saying, wow, that was, the last time I did that was this time, or now I'm on book 3 or something like that. So
We got feedback from the coach and from Jessica. It basically, you could see the improvement. What was interesting is as you saw that improvement, it paralleled improvements in other areas as she was going through the program, outside of the program.
Right. So it's completely applicable to real life and to the classroom. Everything we saw here, we also saw outside of here. So that was very good. Very exciting. Phyllis is a great trainer. She is very motivating for Jessica. Jessica never once gripes about coming here. I mean, she loves being here. It's fun. It's, it's again, success breeding success. She sees that she's moving up in the levels. And so it's been just a wonderful, wonderful experience. Everything about it.
she's awesome.
Before LearningRx, reading was incredibly difficult. It was, in fact, I'd rather do anything else. And the book would never be picked up, and every sentence was a challenge. And as we've gone through the program, she's become more of a bookworm. And she actually reads on her own and for her own enjoyment. Math-wise, you can see beforehand it just wasn't making sense. It wasn't clicking. After having had gone through the program, you can see all of a sudden the concepts are coming through a lot faster. So those, even just kind of recall and memory as you go back into history and you go into the other subjects like science, it's clicking in a lot more. In fact, Jessica ended up with the first time with straight A's on her report card. She was absolutely tickled, and so were we. So between that and then actually sitting down and doing homework on her own,
Right, that's
it's
without
just
help.
amazing. Without help,
Great.
and asking questions when she needed to, but there's that motivation to do it because there's success with it. So all of that is what we've seen.
it's an amazing change. It's an amazing change. I mean, Jessica can now follow multi-step directions. She's self-motivated. I don't know if motivated is the word. It's the word I'm looking for. She knows in her head, it's the management of what to do. She knows what to do and when to do it, and she does it, as opposed to waiting for someone to give her directions. That's huge. That's really big. And also, just, I mean, relationships are, it's just easier at home because she's not upset, about not getting through the homework or not understanding something's going on with a friend, and therefore it's easier for us as a family to converse with each other because there's not a lot of the anxiety and angst coming through that used to come through. Just huge.
And one other kind of, sleeping was always a disaster.
Sleeping, definitely.
I mean, it was at least a few interruptions constantly every night for a very long time. And we've noticed, and I keep going, this is the anxiety that feeds anxiety. I've noticed that has all but disappeared.
Yeah.
And I think that it's because of reduction in the anxiety, because she's got the handle on the things, and because it's processing in a particular way.
Yeah.
I think that's made a big difference.
Yeah.
And I
Well, I do a running program called Chaos Striders, and now I've actually put my endurance like really high and higher. So yeah, I think that's like the best one. I don't stutter anymore, so yeah, now
wow.
stutter free.
That's awesome.
I feel that I can do more than expected of myself. So I can actually say, oh, instead of oh I can't do that too. Yes, I can. I can reach those goals and stuff like that.
From my experience now with Jessica and seeing the change that has occurred in her learning and in her confidence, I know that if LearningRx were implemented in the schools, it would change lives. We would probably have at least half the number of special education teachers that we have in the school system, because they simply would not need those scaffolds. They wouldn't need the help, especially at the higher levels, if the interventions were done at an early level. I feel like if I had known about LearningRx when Jessica were in kindergarten, preschool, kindergarten, first grade, we would definitely, elementary school would have been a different experience. It would have been an easier experience, don't you think?
Yeah.
It would have been a much easier experience for her.
I think that it was well worth doing, and this is something that I can actually see tangible results of. We've actually, like I said, we spent a lot of time and money doing a lot of different things, and I haven't been able to see the return that I've been able to see here. And we did go away for a short time in there where we didn't come, and when she came back, the change had been more significant than the incremental little change, or perhaps a slide off or something being the same. So that to me is a big deal. It tells you that there's conditioning that's happened, as opposed to merely just a temporary. It's been a true change.
It's the best investment we ever made. I mean, I recommend LearningRx now to everybody. I tell everybody at school, I tell the parents of my students who are struggling, and I don't recommend too many things because I'm just kind of a stickler for if I'm going to recommend something, it's because I really believe in it, and I really truly believe in LearningRx. It's a life changer.